Hi, everybody. My name is Jason.
I'm good.
I'm Jaden. I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah YouTube channel. And that is our dog barking, and there's nothing we can do about that. We thank you guys very, very much for being a part of our YouTube channel, for being part of our family, for pulling up a little chair out here in the middle of this little jungle we're hanging out, that we dwell in, that on the average day we don't see a soul. We don't ever see people. Nobody ever comes down here because they can't really get down here. And that's our jungle life. And so this is the world that we encounter. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
Anyone have any jokes or jungle stories? Or do we have to go to the sewer story? Nothing?
What's your jokes?
I forgot.
Because nobody has anything. Wow, really
Where
quiet.
do the cool mice live?
Where do the pool mice live?
Cool mice live.
Where do the cool mice live?
We're talking computer mice, by the way.
Oh, the cool mice live? I don't know, in the boss house? I don't.
A mouse pad.
The mouse pad. I get it. All right, Mom, save the day. I got another one here. I'll do you. What do dentists call their X-rays?
Toothpicks.
Oh, did you know this? Did you see this one? Oh, you're no fun. That's no good. That's it. That's the end of it. So I guess that's the end of it. I guess that's good enough. I don't have to tell the sewer story. Maybe I'll tell the sewer story maybe next week if nobody has a joke. Just because I think that's a very interesting story to tell everyone. Considering we live in a place where you can't really get a sewer truck anywhere near our premises because it would fall in ditches, it would fall in canals, it would fall in the jungle. There's no way for one of those big old trucks to get here. So yeah, we're not on a public sewer. So that's a story for another day. As you guys can probably tell, it's a disturbing one. Is it disturbing, guys?
Not really.
Cage, you would say it's disturbing. You didn't even get out there. Maybe we should tell the sewer story. You're busy? Yeah, you weren't. All right, so let's get going, guys. Anyone tell me a little bit about the book of Joshua or actually the Judges from yesterday? What did we get? What did we see?
Basically, what happened after Joshua died? Judah took over. Like, let's go and I'll go help you finish your takeover. And then I'll help you do this. A lot of them failed. Most of them failed getting their stuff. They didn't drive everyone out. They didn't kill the people. They made covenants with them, and they just let them stay there. So then they got taken over, and some of them even got, I think, Joseph even got enslaved, and Dan didn't even get any of his land because they weren't able to beat the people they were trying to take over, and so they all disobeyed Yah at this point. They're all breaking covenants, and
In chapter 1, what was chapter 1 yesterday, essentially?
basically them getting all beat and them disobeying.
Yeah, it was a rerun, right? It was something that we had already seen, the stories we had already seen in the past, and we're going to see that a little bit in chapter 2 as well. It's as we're starting these new books, it's essentially giving us a recap of its own stuff as well. Now, before we begin this, I want to give this this Hard Scriptures a shout out and give everybody the opportunity, if you guys would like to get one of these. It is limited edition. There's 1,000 of them that have been ordered. At least a tenth of them have been sold already. $64. You will not find a better deal anywhere. You will not find scriptures for this kind of a price. It has 103 books, large print. It's a very large book, and we are very, very happy with the way it came out. And you guys can get the exact copy of this. You can either order it online if you'd like to, and or it's absolutely free of charge. And so here it is, absolutely free of charge. Miss Nicole made some changes here, which makes me real happy. On this page, you guys can kind of see it. The very first download right there is the 5th edition. It's the revision 5 of Yah Scriptures, single column. That is almost identical to the actual scriptures that are coming out, minus some page numbers or something somewhere. Something like that. You can also get revision 5 of the Apocrypha. It is the latest and last version, the same version that went to our printing scriptures. If you guys would like, anybody uses eSword is completely available for free, PC, Mac, mobile phones, everywhere. You guys can download this, and it is a very functional working setup. Now, Eli, how far are you into the RSTNE for getting this into eSword?
I'm in Leviticus.
You're back to Leviticus. So Eli had all the way, to Deuteronomy almost done?
Numbers.
And he didn't click save. and we are a family of IT people, and so that's really not much of an excuse around here. Everybody knows you save. But Eli missed that boat on that one, and so he started completely over last night, and we're trying to get through that. But when we were done with that, we're going to be putting the RSTNE, the Restored Scriptures Translation, True Name Edition, or whatever they call that. It's out absolutely free of charge in eSword as well. So just things to be looking forward to. And today is a preparation day. Might as well get on that as well. Drum roll. All right, which means tomorrow's a Shabbat. Yay. Sunset today is when the day begins. It's essentially day begins and the day ends. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there. A lot of you guys go from sunrise. Some even go from sunrise to sunset as just being a 12-hour period being a day. Everybody's looking for their way. Everybody's looking for their way forward on that as far as what we believe as a family. And this is not a salvation issue, because if you're keeping Shabbat at all, if you even starting at sunrise, if you're making this attempt, this is what our Creator is trying to do. Is He's trying to bring back His people, trying to get the people who are willing to obey His laws, statutes, and commandments. And a lot of these things we're not going to have figured out until Messiah comes and gives us the old smack across the head with the book, right? Once He gives us that old crack across the head, this is what we meant, this is what my pops meant, then we'll get this and we'll go, oh man. And who has it right? I don't know. I don't do that fight. But for us and our family, we celebrate it as at night to night. Sunset is when the Shabbat begins. And so this is how we roll. Okay, chapter 2. Back to the past a little bit here. But this is the people that we're talking about here. We're talking about the children of our Creator. The children of our Creator, this is our forefathers and foremothers. We are now all in the generation, many moons past where they were at. But the same things that went for them are the same things that go for us. If you are willing to obey the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, He is willing to be our Elohim. We can be His people. That's the bottom line. Will we serve our Creator? And as you are about to see, we're about to go into basically the entire Old Testament is all of these people of Yah that will not be the people of Yah. They go after all their mighty ones. They go after all this stuff. They just do not care about the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. This is why I hope and pray and wish that all of you guys out there are in a different state of mind, that you guys are in the state of mind that we are willing to be obedient. We're 3,000 years later than these folks back then, and nothing has changed. It is all the same doctrine. Not one jot or tittle of the Torah will be gone until heaven and earth pass away. And Messiah did not come to kick the laws to the curb. He did not come to nail them to the cross to give us a new way of understanding. The way that His Father wrote to us in the Old Testament is the exact same way. That Old Testament is the New Testament revealed, and the New Testament is the Old Testament concealed. And so there, or split that up either way. You need both of the Old Testament and the New Testament to figure this path out. And if you have one without the other, it doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense. So let's begin. And the messenger of Yahuwah came up from Gilgal to Bochum and said, I led you up from Mitzrayim and brought you to the land of which I swore to your fathers. And I said, I do not break my covenant with you. And as for you, do not make a covenant with the inhabitants of this land. Break down their altars. But you have not obeyed my voice. What is this that you have done? Okay, now, is this past, present, or future? Or what are we talking about here?
This is like...
When do we have a messenger that came and walked with the people of Yisrael?
I think this is right after Joshua.
Yeah, this is early. This is early in Joshua's career, right? Right as soon as we know that right after they passed over, Yah gave them a messenger. And we remember that from, I think it was the first chapter of Joshua, where it talked about this and that messenger coming to lead them. Excuse me. And Joshua going up to him and going, friend or foe, are you gonna fight with us? And he says, I'm not gonna fight with you. I am going to lead you. And so this is in the past. And so is everyone make sure you guys are understanding where this is at. Okay, 3. Therefore, I also said, I am not driving them out before you, and they shall be adversaries to you, and their mighty ones shall be a snare to you. And it came to be when the messenger of Yahuwah spoke these words to all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. So they called the name of that place Bochim, and slaughtered there to Yahuwah. Then Yahushua dismissed the people, and the children of Israel went each to his own inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yahuwah all the days of Yahushua, and all the days of the elders who outlived Yahushua, who had seen all the great works of Yahuwah, which he had done for Israel. And Yahushua, son of Nun, the servant of Yahuwah, died 110 years old. Now, does this dude die twice, or are we just recapping this?
This has to be a recap.
It is a recap. Okay, and they buried him within the border of his inheritance at Timnath, Keres, in the mountains of Ephraim, on the north side of Mount Gaish.
That's different. This is Timnath Sarach. This is not Timnath Keres.
Yeah.
That's a different place.
So what are you saying?
In Joshua said they buried him in a different place. Here they buried him in a different place as well.
Did they?
Yeah, it was Timnath Sarach. This is Timnath Keres.
That's very interesting. I wonder why we have two different accounts of the same burial of Yahushua. I didn't catch that before. Did you catch that yet?
No. Maybe they renamed it that?
Maybe. All right. 10. And all that generation were likewise gathered to their fathers. And another generation rose after them, who did not know Yahuwah, nor the work which he had done for Yisrael. Now, who's to blame here?
Parents.
Parents.
They didn't teach them. If they don't know Yahuwah, that's like on them.
Yeah, this is absolutely it. The parents did not take the kids, and there are commandments that we are to teach our kids this. Our kids should be knowing this. Even from what we understand out of the Apocrypha, what was it, 3 or 5 years old when you're supposed to like start learning this? The laws, statutes, and commandments. Like I think it's 3 years old. When Abraham was talking about the city that they had of Shalom, where you literally started learning this stuff at 3 years old. Imagine a world where we taught all of our kids the ways of Yah, and they were astute at 3 years old. That would just be a very interesting world we live. But again, we don't know it in this generation and the old generation. Nobody knows Yah because the parents did not teach them. Okay, what am I, 11? Generation likewise, yep. 11. Then the children of Yisrael did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah and served the Baals, and forsook Yahuwah, Elohim of their fathers, who had brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, and went after other mighty ones, the mighty ones of the people who were all around them. And they bowed down to them and provoked Yahuwah. So they forsook Yahuwah and served Baal and the Ashtaroths. Okay, so we have two separate entities, right? The people that are serving Baal are essentially serving Nimrod, and the Ashtaroths are essentially his wife, is how this is going down. Okay, and the displeasure of Yahuwah burned against Israel. Therefore he gave them into the hands of the plunderers, who despoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies all around, and they were unable to stand before their enemies any longer. Wherever they went out, the hand of Yahuwah was against them for evil, as Yahuwah had spoken, and as Yahuwah had sworn to them, and they were distressed greatly. Then Yahuwah raised up rulers who saved them from the hand of those who plundered them. However, they did not listen to their rulers either, but went whoring after the other mighty ones, and bowed down to them. They soon turned away from the way in which their fathers walked in obeying the commands of Yahuwah. They did not do so. And when Yahuwah had raised up rulers for them, Yahuwah was the ruler and saved them from the hand of their enemies all the days of the ruler. For Yahuwah had compassion on their groaning because of those who oppressed them and crushed them. And it came to be when the ruler was dead that they would go back and do more corruptly than their fathers, to go after other mighty ones, to serve them, and to bow down to them. They did not refrain from their practices and from their stubborn way. And this
Classic Israelites.
Yeah, well, and here's the gig, is we have an entire generation. We are in this world right now. Everybody in Monday is the day of Satan. Everybody's about to get on their knees to Nimrod's phallus as they indoctrinate their kids into a lie. And how many parents are out there lying to their children? How many told their kids there was a Santa Claus? Did we ever do that, Mr. Cole? Did we ever lie to our kids? Yep. Did we lie to our kids? We did lie to our kids. All right. When did we stop lying to our kids? We were pretty asleep back then.
I think it was when I was around like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. We told you guys the truth, but we had been lying to you guys for like the last. You were 5 or 6. That would have put what?
8 or 9.
8 or 9.
I think you might have told them before me though.
Probably. I'm sure that was your mother's gig right there. I always hated Christmas. For some reason, I couldn't stand it. Yeah, don't give me that look, Miss Nicole. You love that pagan, heathen, satanic time of year. That's one of the hardest things we had to break from Miss Nicole like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't even know how long ago it was we stopped celebrating Christmas and all the holidays and things of that nature. But we were down with it, right? We were on our knees, bowing down to this, giving our kids this. We were total Satanists. And it took a while to figure this out. It took a while to retrain my wife. It's like, well, the most happiest time of the year is the song. All the songs that we know, Deck the Halls, all this thing. And the crazy thing is, we went out to the store the other day, and it's like we went into this. It's a Panamanian store, but it's like run by gringos. And that, guys, for anybody that thinks that's like offensive, being called a gringo, that's not offensive down here. I guess it's not. I guess it's offensive or not, but it's just the way it is. If you're white, you're a gringo. We went in there and it had all this gringo music going, and it was all this same stuff over and over and over. You could just hum the music. The Christmas music's all the same. People are they're just getting so festive. This is just such a great time of year. And they're celebrating it for something that doesn't matter. They're celebrating just like the Israelites celebrated the golden calf. Right? They were all sitting there. This is Yahuwah. Here's your God. Here's a molded calf. And they're like, that's him. Look, the calf. That's our creator. Get on your knees, quick. Everybody. Same thing. We're doing the same stuff today. Our creator has told us not to do this. Jeremiah tells us not to deal with Christmas trees, not to deal with anything that the pagans do. We don't want to be into this. But unfortunately, here we are and today. And Yahuwah will save you. Yahuwah will bring you in and deliver. He'll bring us all in a deliver if you're looking for the way out. Okay, what verse am I on, by the way? That little soapbox extravaganza.
I believe 20.
All right. And the displeasure of Yahuwah burned against Israel, and he said, because this nation has transgressed my covenant, and I commanded their fathers, and has not obeyed my voice, I also shall no longer drive out before them any of the nations which Yahushua left when he died, in order to try Israel by them, whether they would guard the way of Yahuwah, to walk in them as their fathers guarded them, or not. So Yahuwah left those nations without driving them out at once, and did not give them into the hand of Yahushua. So here we are. These are our forefathers and foremothers, and before you guys start thinking that you guys would do something different than them, let's all evaluate our world, our lives, what we do, how we do it. Are we in covenant with our Creator? Have we gotten rid of all the evil in our lives? Are we walking according to the Torah? Are we walking according to the way our Messiah has told us to walk? Are we loving our brother as ourselves? Is that a question? Anyone? Do we do that here? Do we love our brothers as ourselves, or do we have a problem with this? Anyone?
Probably a problem.
We have a huge problem with that here, huh? I mean, of the 50% of the greatest commandments, for some strange reason, we break the brotherly love one nearly every day. And it is a struggle that we fight with in this house that I'm sure other people fight with, but I will just put it out there straight up to you guys. We struggle with loving our brother as ourselves. And that's not even people outside of the house. That is our own internal network of, are we just crazy rogue people, or do we truly love our brothers as ourselves? So as we sit and mention all this stuff to you, trust me, we are always on the focus of this, sticking up some mirrors here so we're able to reflect on our own actions, reflect on our own ways, because we do tremendously struggle with this. I wonder almost every day, are we going to make the kingdom? Is this place the kind of place that is humble enough, that is loving of our Creator enough that we make the kingdom? So if we're having these struggles here, I'm sure all you guys are having those struggles out there. There's only one way to the kingdom. It is by obedience to our Creator. It is by salvation through our Messiah, and it is what His sacrifice that has done this for us, that we can break the curse of the curses of the Torah, and that is a spiritual death. So with that, everybody, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Shabbat shalom to you guys. Happy prep day. Hope you guys are celebrating Shabbat, and we are out.
All right, shalom.